Welcome or welcome back. Today we are going to be using old tech instead of doom scrolling. So about 5 months ago, I decided I really wanted to reduce the screen time on my phone, so I fully quit short form social media like Instagram, TikTok, all that good stuff. And once I cut all of that out of my life, I ended up having a lot of time on my hands, and with some of that time, I was going through some old things in my room and I found this box of treasure under my bed. And I do mean treasure. This is old technology from my childhood and teenage years. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and see what's in the box. So I do actually have quite a few old cell phones in here. I do have two of the same phone. It is a Red Envy, and I believe this was my first phone. And what's amazing about this, it can be a phone this way with the T9 texting, and you can also open it up and have a full keyboard, which was amazing at the time. Do you guys remember this? Do you remember having a phone with a full keyboard? At the time, it felt so high tech. And listen, I do have another phone that is literally in two pieces. It's the same style of phone where you can have the phone this way and then open it up and have the full keyboard, but clearly these two pieces fully came apart. I actually don't remember having this phone, so it might have been like my mom's or something. Okay, next up, first smartphone. This is, I think, an iPhone 4, I want to say, and I had an OtterBox for it too. Do you guys remember OtterBoxes? It was all the rage. Okay, I just broke the OtterBox. That's supposed to be impossible. That's one of my older iPhones, obviously not as old as the iPhone 4, but this is less interesting because it's closer to what we have nowadays, so we won't spend any extra time on that. Okay, now this I was very excited about when I first opened this box. It's a digital camera, a Kodak, and it is battery powered, but highly unfortunate news. Truly unfortunate. The batteries, what's the word? I can't remember the word. You know when batteries like deteriorate? That happened in here, and then one of the batteries, it takes 4 batteries to work. One of them I just fully can't get out. So this camera is fully unusable basically, unless I can figure out how to fix the battery situation. Yeah, I was really excited to find this in the box and then very devastated when I realized it was unusable. Another iPhone in here. Okay. Now, this is an 8 GB iPod, but it has a camera. It could access the internet, so you could have apps on it. It's got the home button, obviously. Do you guys remember when like 32 gigabytes used to be astronomically high? Like devices were either 4, 8, 16, or 32 gigabytes, and that's it. Like that's as high as it would go. And then when they came out with like the 64 and the 128 gigabyte, we were all just like, who could possibly fill up all that storage? Like how many songs and games would it take to fill that up? And now those are like small numbers for gigabytes. But also I have a Hello Kitty case on this, which is just adorable of me. But while we're on the subject of iPods, iPod 4th generation. Now, this amazing piece of machinery did not access the internet, which is actually amazing now, because why do you need to access the internet when you're listening to music? This is 4 gigabytes. I need to charge this because I want you to hear the sound it makes. It's going to take you back in time. When you hear this sound, you're gonna be back in middle school. Seriously. I also somehow have my brother's old iPod. This is an 8 gigabyte. Okay, but those are the iPods. And I have 2 sort of e-readers in here, but this is, I think, an Amazon Fire, a Kindle Fire. I truly don't even know if this was supposed to be an e-reader or like a tablet, but one time when my mom went to go get an upgrade on her phone, we had so many points built up at that point that we literally got this device for free. Like we did not go to the Verizon store to get this. We went to go get her new phone and then we left with this for free. Deals like that do not happen these days. And then something I know for sure is an e-reader is the very first Amazon Kindle. And it's obviously very dead, but look at that bad boy. I used to think this screen was so lame, like how I don't know the correct terms for it, but it wasn't like a phone screen where it's white, like that blinding white light. And at the time that felt so lame and old school in a bad way. But now I think it's amazing because why do we need that light on our eyeballs all the time? We don't. And I got this fancy case for it too. I also want to charge this and see what books I had on it because I know it's going to be something ridiculous. Okay, bunch of chargers, headphones, jump drives. Okay, if this brings back memories for you, you are a real one. You are a real one. TI-83, anyone? TI-83. It's actually a TI-83 Plus. But does that not take you back to high school algebra or trig or whatever math you took? Like, what year is it right now? Oh no. I think the batteries did that thing that they did in my camera. What is that word? I still can't remember. Oh yeah, it definitely did it. No. That's devastating. Okay, but the batteries aren't stuck in here, so I feel like I will still be able to use the calculator if I wanted to. Okay, I feel like if I just knock the dust out of this, it'll still work. Fingers crossed. Now, it's true that you are a real one if this calculator brought you back in time, but I did save two very cool things for last. One of them, now this was not mine. This was one of my very best friends growing up. It's a mini laptop. It literally has SpongeBob stickers on the front. Iconic. Purple cover as well, also iconic. Her favorite color was purple at the time, so that totally makes sense. This is the Inspiron Mini, and just look at that. Look at that. I do have the charger in here, I think. So we are definitely gonna have to load this up and see what's on it because I think the reason she gave this to me is because, well, one, I don't think she was using it anymore. I think she got a different laptop. So she gave it to me because at the time I really, really wanted to be a writer, like a novelist. So just imagine middle school, high school aged me sitting at my desk or like in my bed late at night, typing what I think is going to be a novel, but on the other side, it's just SpongeBob stickers on the laptop. Like, I'm here being fully serious, like I am going to be a novelist. On the back, SpongeBob stickers. If that is not so middle school, I don't know what is. Like when you're being so serious, but then there's some ridiculous twist to it, like Patrick Star. Okay, and then the last thing in here besides chargers and like jump drives is this beautiful, beautiful video camera. This is a JVC Averio, and what I thought was so amazing about this at the time is that it flips so you could be in like selfie mode and you could see yourself in the screen, which I thought was just so high tech at the time. I'm gonna have to charge this too because it's not a touch screen, but there is like this touchpad on the side where you can scroll up and scroll down when you're choosing different camera modes or like going through your videos or something. And I actually just got a new SD card for this literally just today because the one I have in here right now is full and I'm too scared to like delete the videos off of it, even though I already put the videos on my external hard drive, but I just want to have them in two different places because the videos are from 2010, literally 16 years ago. And I was a freshman in high school 16 years ago. Is that not wild? So crazy. Okay, I have charged everything up, so now let's see what's actually still usable as far as all this old tech goes and decide what we still want to use. So let's just go ahead and start off. This is obviously not usable anymore. It's literally in two pieces. So I don't actually know what I should do with this. Maybe, I think you can recycle unused technology. So I'll just have to look into that and figure out how and where I need to take this to get it recycled. And let's stay on the topic of old cell phones. So I do have two of these red Envies, and again, you can use them this way, and you can open them up and use them this way with a full keyboard. Unfortunately, I was not able to get this one to turn on, which is really, really sad. So obviously this one is also unusable, but because it's still intact, I'm wondering if I could give this to my nephews as like a play phone. I'm not really sure because, you know, in this day and age, kids really, really want a phone and they want a smartphone. And I don't want to exacerbate that by giving them a phone and making them think about it even more. So I'm not sure if the enjoyment they would get out of having this as a toy is worth further solidifying their want to have a cell phone. So I'm not sure. Let me know what you think about that. Now, as you know, I do have two of these red Envies. This one I'm actually getting some life from, but I still can't turn it on. So we can see the Verizon Wireless thing on the inside and the outside, and this one will only do this if I keep it plugged in. But sometimes it says something like use real battery. Oh, it says battery is required. I just don't know what that means or what to do with that. So I'm going to keep this in my stash of unusables. Also, something I thought was so quaint about these phones is the port to charge has this little piece that comes off, which is just, to me, so old school. Like, you would never have a phone like that these days. And the same for the headphone jack. It's covered up by this flimsy little piece. I just thought that was really funny. All right, keeping in line with the cell phones, next we have this iPhone 4, and it does have a camera, of course, and the home button, of course. It's got a front-facing and a back-facing camera, by the way. This one, luckily, I was able to turn on. Obviously, it's very cracked, but you can still slide to unlock. The home button doesn't always work. Sometimes I have to press it twice, but here's what it looks like, and here are all the apps that I still have on it. Just these and these, that's all. It's obviously not connected to service at all, so there's nothing there, and I already looked. All my photos and videos have been erased by this point. Yeah, no more music on here, so I guess I've fully just wiped this clean. No notes. Oh my goodness, the notes would have been the good stuff. My messages are gone as well, so there's nothing I can really go back and see. As far as can I still use this? I could use this for the camera because it takes pictures and videos. And there's you guys. Yeah, I could still use this as a camera just to help myself stay off my phone even more. I have filmed every single YouTube video I've ever posted on my current phone. I can't show it to you, obviously, because I'm using it to film, but I do not own a fancy camera or anything like that. I film everything on my iPhone, so it might encourage me to use my phone even less if I start recording things on this phone instead. Obviously, the quality is not as good, but I don't know, maybe that could be aesthetic. Look at that. Maybe that could be aesthetic. I don't know. Also, I could give this one to my nephews as well because it's more similar to the actual smartphone that they would want to have someday. But again, I feel like that goes against my values a little bit. Like, I don't want to exacerbate their want for a smartphone, so why would I give them a smartphone to play with? You know what I mean? So truthfully, I'm not sure what I'll do with this one. If anything, I might use it for the camera every now and then, but honestly, I don't even see myself doing that. Oh, also, the button to sleep is on the top. I'm not going to go too in depth with these two phones because they are really similar to what we have now. I think the main difference is just they both still have a home button and they don't have like the 3-lens or 2-lens back-facing camera. But other than that, these are pretty typical and similar to what we have nowadays, so I'm just going to gloss over these. What I will do, though, is show you how different they are to that early generation iPhone. You can see the older iPhone is so much thicker than the more recent one, and it's obviously much smaller too, shorter. So I thought that was really interesting to see how those have grown and changed over time. But yeah, moving on from phones, I guess it's true. I could use one of these phones for their cameras as well. That way I'm not using my actual phone as much. These days I'm really into single-use technology. So instead of using your phone for literally everything, the things that you would use your phone for, you have another very intentional object. So instead of using the Notes app on your phone, you use an actual notebook. Instead of using the camera on your phone, you use an actual camera. Instead of using your phone to play games, you have a Nintendo Switch or an old school like Game Boy or Nintendo DS. So using the cameras on one of these phones would encourage me to have more of that single-use technology. But yeah, we'll just see. We'll see what happens. Okay, these are all my phones, so next let's go to iPods. So this is my brother's old iPod. I haven't noticed this before, but it's got this weird splotch on it. I'm not sure if you can see. I don't really even know what that is, but it does still work, and that's the important part. So when I click the home button, oh no. So yeah, even when it's turned on, like you can still see that splotch right here. I have no idea what that is, but yeah, let's just expose my brother and see what songs he has on here. Machine Gun Kelly, Kendrick Lamar, Lil Wayne, Pink Floyd. Me and my brother used to love this song actually. Kenny Chesney. Oh my gosh. The names of these songs are actually hilarious. Got some Mariah Carey in there. Okay. So this is his iPod from high school. And I think this is very classic music that would be on a high school boy's iPod, to be honest. Rap and country seem to be the biggest genres, which is pretty hilarious, but yeah. With this, I'll probably just give it back to him, honestly, because I think he'd be interested to see it and see what songs he had on here. I don't think he'll actually use it, but I do think I'll give this back to him. Okay, now for my iPod, this beautiful thing. I literally just love the way this looks, honestly. It's got 4 gigabytes, but let's see what music I had on here. Wait, listen. Does the sound of that not just take you back, truly? John Cozart. Do you guys remember him? He's like Bo Burnham vibes, honestly. Do you guys remember Bo Burnham? Asleep by the Smiths, I literally only have on here because of Perks of Being a Wallflower. Bella's Lullaby, obviously, we're Twilight fans in high school. Colby Kylie, okay, she was actually the first CD I think I ever owned. Her deluxe album called Coco, and I think my second one was Taylor Swift's debut album. Norah Jones I really, really loved. John Mayer, I really, really loved John Mayer too, and Maroon 5. Got some Taylor Swift in there. Christina Grimmie, wow. Rest in peace. Jack Johnson I really liked growing up. And Ed Sheeran I really liked as well. One Direction, oh my goodness. My best friends and I were so into One Direction. I loved Avril Lavigne as well. Who didn't? Wow, Tim McGraw, interesting choice of me. There's been a lot of Kelly Clarkson on here as well. My mom had a Kelly Clarkson CD that we used to always listen to in her car. And then I loved Ariana Grande so much as well. Oh my god, this song. Stop. Let's stop there and look at my other iPod. First of all, this home screen, iconic. I think I just screenshot that from Pinterest and made it my home screen. And look at that, old school slide to unlock. And then this one, this cookie, what? Okay, we've got a game on here, Falling Bowls. Oh my gosh, the interface on this game. What do you do? Oh, I remember this. Oh my god. Okay, let me try again. Nailed it. Wait, let's get a 10, okay? Okay, got a 10. Oh my god. Maybe I should stand over here. Okay. Ooh, okay. Made it to 34 that time. Okay, this iPod I have to keep because it has this game on it. Oh my god. The interface on the Notes app is crazy. I think these were books I wanted to read. I haven't actually read any of these yet. Music. I guess this is music that I wanted at the time. So Sick by Neo. Okay, I'm having a resurgence of like obsession with Neo's songs. Burlesque soundtrack, absolutely. Why did I type it like that? Oh my gosh. Love the Lumineers, obviously. Why was I typing like that? That is so weird. Okay, there's a quote I liked, I guess. Books I want to read. A quote that I thought was good, I guess. Music, obviously. All right, here's some of the songs I had on this one. I had this one after this one, so this one's gonna be more like upper high school music, I think. I'm so excited to listen to some of these songs. Another great thing about this one is the music plays straight from the iPod. Like there's a speaker. Oh my god, I forgot that. You can turn. Unfortunately, my microphone just went out in the middle of that clip and I don't really know what I was saying. I did pull up the camera on this and I took a picture and showed. First of all, did you see that interface when the camera opens? Hang on, let me show you again. Oh, it does it when it closes too, but watch. It's got like a shutter. Yeah, the video quality on this is really horrible. I was not moving when I took this, it's just that blurry. So I probably would not continue using this for a camera. And then I think I also mentioned this adorable Hello Kitty. What is this? This adorable Hello Kitty case that I have on my iPod. I think that's so adorable and funny that I had that. And then I also talked about what I'm gonna do with these iPods. I think I already mentioned I'm gonna give this one back to my brother because it is his after all. And then these two that are mine, oh, I remember what I was talking about now. These two that are mine, I'm going to put in my car so that I can listen to the music while I'm in my car. I don't usually listen to music unless I'm in my car. I don't listen to music at the gym. I don't listen to music when I go on walks or runs. I don't really have public transportation in my city. I know a lot of people like to listen to music when they are doing their commute on public transport. But for me, the only time I actually listen to music is when I'm driving in my car. So I think I'm just gonna put these bad boys in my car and listen to them while I'm driving. I will need to get an aux cord because I don't think I kept any of mine that I've had in the past. And I think it's actually awesome that I'm gonna have two iPods because when one of them goes dead, I can take it back inside to charge and then I'll still have the other one that I can use. Actually, I might not even have to do that because I can plug this into my car and just charge it while it's in the car. So that'll be great. But I am still glad that I have two of these because this has older music, more like late middle school, early high school, and then this one has late high school music that I liked. So I think it's going to be really fun for me to listen to these throwback songs for a while, especially because I did delete my Spotify subscription maybe 3 or 4 months ago. And so I've been listening to a lot of CDs and the radio, but I think it will be a nice change to get to listen to some of my old music for a while and with no ads. Let's go on to e-readers. Extremely unfortunate news. For the life of me, I cannot get this Kindle to come back to life. I charged it overnight, and it does say on here that if you see the screen after charging, then to hold this power switch for 15 seconds. I've tried it 3 different times, and it still hasn't worked. So I'm not sure what to do about this. I was really, really looking forward to seeing what books I had on this Kindle because I knew it was going to be a throwback, but unfortunately I cannot get this to turn on. So if anyone has some advice on how I can get this thing to turn on, I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. As for my other e-reader, let's see, how do you work this thing? Oh yeah. So when I turn it on, it looks like this. So I'm not sure if I just never set it up or what happened, but I guess we can set it up together. Interesting. It charges from the top. Okay, meet your Fire tablet.
Fire tablet. Apps, games, books, and videos are just a tap away.
The audio's horrible on this. Okay, I don't want to watch this. This is not very responsive to tapping buttons. Or maybe it's just really slow. Okay, it wants me to download some games and apps. No, thank you. Oh, Candy Crush. No.
Alexa is on your tablet. You can use your voice to open apps.
Oh, I hate that.
Ask questions.
No. Okay, there we go. Now we can see some apps. Oh my god, stop. Okay, the only books I thought to put on here were Twilight, which is hilarious. Oh my god. That's actually hilarious that she put a Bible quote at the beginning of Twilight. What the heck, Stephanie, please. And this book, which I never ended up reading. I actually don't like e-readers at all. I'm very much a physical book person, and I always have been. And I think that's why I never really used these two things. I think I tried really hard to use this because I was excited to have it at the time, but it just didn't stick. And then this one we didn't even want to get, really. We kind of just got it for free, and I only ever put 2 books on it. So what should I do with my e-readers? Well, this one doesn't work, so if anyone has some tips on how I can get it to work, I would greatly appreciate that, but otherwise it's just going to sit around until I can maybe get it fixed somehow. This one, I'm not sure. What should I do with this? Like, as a person who doesn't really like e-readers, I guess I could just sell this. So yeah, I'll probably just end up selling this. Let's see here. So here's what we have so far. I do also have my TI-83 Plus calculator. I think I already told you that one of the batteries eroded in here. Like, you can see all of the battery acid, or I don't know what that is. I'm wondering though, if I just scrape all this stuff off and then put batteries in it, I'm wondering if it'll work. This will be a good thing to keep just on my desk because, again, I'm really into the single-use items and pieces of technology. So I like having one thing that's going to be an alarm clock instead of my phone. I like having one thing where I can listen to music instead of using my phone. I would like having one thing I can use as a calculator instead of using my phone. So I'm sure I won't use this very often, but I do think I'm just going to keep this out on my desk so that whenever I need to use a calculator, I can just use this one instead of having to pull it up on my computer or, heaven forbid, to pull out my phone. So yeah, let's scrape this later, put in some new batteries, and see if this thing actually works. Okay, next up, let's do cameras. So this is the Kodak EasyShare. Here's some information about the camera or the lens. Yeah, Kodak EasyShare Z5010, that's what this is. Got some different camera modes, on-off switch. It's got a timer and some other different settings. This is the button to take the picture. And then it's got a share button down here. So like the main thing with this camera is that it was supposed to be really easy to share, which is why it's called the Kodak EasyShare. Oh, I do think it also has one of those things that comes up for a flash. And it did come with a strap as well. So, I mean, it's probably a really nice camera, but like I said already, a battery eroded in here, and this battery, I just physically cannot get out no matter what I do. So if you, again, have any tips on how to get this battery out, I would greatly appreciate it. I guess I could just take some of these things to a store, like where they might be able to fix it, but I honestly don't. I mean, I've never used a store like that, so I would have to figure out where to go. And truth be told, I honestly don't want to spend a lot of money to fix some of these things. Now this, I would maybe spend a little bit of money to get fixed because otherwise it's just fully unusable, and I do think it's an okay average camera, so I don't want it to sit around and just be wasteful, but maybe I'll try to go and get this fixed. And in the same vein of cameras, I've got my JVC Averio video camera, which I really, really loved at the time, and I loved finding it as well. So this thing charges in two different ways. You can take off this battery to charge it and then put the battery back in. You can also charge it here. I don't know where the charger is, so I've only been able to charge it by recharging this rechargeable battery so far, but I love this thing. So it's got some share options here, and this is where you put SD cards. It takes two, but I cannot get one to stay in this one. Only this one works. And you click this to record, and it tells you how much recording time you have left on it. So right now I have 5 minutes of recording time left on this SD card. And if I click menu, this has a little touchpad, which I think is so quaint, where you can change some display settings and other things like that, the zoom. But like I said, I did go and get a new SD card for this video camera because the one that I have in here, hang on, I want to show you some of the stuff on here. I have a lot of videos on here from Christmas 2010, which were absolutely crazy to look back on. And then I have one video of me juggling. I clearly have the TV on in the background and I don't know what is playing. Oh wait, it must have been Good Luck Charlie. Wasn't that the sound for Good Luck Charlie? And all of these are a puppet show from a group project in English class. Earlier, I said it was from freshman year English. Now I think it's 8th grade, but yeah, we clearly had to take a bunch of takes. So this has been probably my favorite thing that I found in the tech box. And not only did I really enjoy it at the time and using it at the time, and obviously I have greatly enjoyed looking back on the videos, as I'm sure you can imagine, but I also want to use this now that I have this new SD card. I want to use this to record videos now in 2026. And I think it's just going to be so cute and homey and nostalgic to see videos in this year in this format. So you can see I have the 128 gigabyte SD card in here, and that gives me 6 hours and 1 minute of recording time. So I'm really looking forward to using this. I think I said earlier I might try to get some clips on this for this video, but if not this video, then definitely a video in the future. I'm just so excited to use this again, and yeah, stay tuned if you want to see some YouTube videos filmed on this JVC Averio from 2010. And with that, I think the last thing that we can see if we can try to use one more time is to see if we can get this laptop to turn on. I really want to. I mean, the lights are still on, so something works. Ugh, devastating. Yeah, I don't think this is going to turn on. But listen to the click sound. So overall, I'm wondering if this was a little bit of a fail because the whole purpose of this was to use some of my old tech instead of doom scrolling. And I will say that if you have old tech and you take the time to go find it, and you take the time to go find the charger, you take the time to charge it, and you take the time to open it up and see if anything is still on there, that will definitely be a great thing that you can do instead of doom scrolling. So even if you don't end up using that piece of old tech every day from now on, like I'm not going to be able to use this phone, but just taking the time to track down the charger, charge it, try to see if I can get it to turn on. I mean, that is an activity that you can do instead of doom scrolling. So in some ways, I guess maybe it was a fail because I'm not going to be able to use a lot of these things every day now that I have them and now that I've gotten them to charge and stuff. But I still think going through all of your old tech can be a really, really fun thing to do instead of doom scrolling. And if you find some good stuff, who knows, you might start using some of it again. Like, I fully plan on using these two iPods very regularly now that I have them. I fully plan on using this video camera semi-regularly now that I have it. I'll try to use this calculator as well, as long as I can get it to actually work. And I might consider using the cameras on these devices instead of using the camera on my phone to film all of my YouTube videos. I did, of course, have a few things like these phones and this Kindle and my camera that don't necessarily work, and I might not get to be able to work again, but I still think this was a fun and useful thing to do instead of doom scrolling. Like, it's been really super fun and enjoyable for me to get some of these things to turn on and to hear the sounds that they make when you click a button. Like, I'm telling you, when I first charged this iPod and I heard the sound that it makes when it goes through songs like this, when I first heard that sound, it took me all the way back. So I'm really thankful that I did this, even though it didn't really turn out how I intended it would. Oh my goodness, I love this song. Step by Vampire Weekend. I used to put this on like every single mix CD that I made ever. Ooh, and Someday by Drew Holcomb and the Neighbors. I think I really liked that song for a while. Obviously, I loved Skater Boy. What? And oh my goodness, Sleep Alone by Two Doors Cinema Club. That is a good song. I'm gonna be listening to some of these right after I'm done filming this. But yeah, if you think you might have some old tech lying around under your bed or in a drawer in your closet, I would highly encourage you to go get it and see if you can get it to charge and turn on. Because if you find a phone or an iPod or some device that still has messages on it or songs on it or something in the Notes app or books on it, that's going to be really, really enjoyable and nostalgic for you to look back on here in 2026. So I would highly encourage you to see if you can go find some old tech items, get them charged up, and see if they're still usable. The worst case scenario is that you spend 30 minutes or an hour looking for these things and looking for chargers and getting it charged, and then it doesn't work. That's the worst case scenario, but even that task is going to prevent you from doom scrolling. And the best case scenario is that you find something that actually works and you're actually going to use it in your real life from now on. So there's truly no downside to going to do this, especially if you're trying to reduce your screen time, reduce the amount of time you spend doom scrolling, and just in general trying to build better habits for yourself in 2026. Thank you so much for watching today. And again, if you have any ideas on what I can do for this Kindle or for this Inspiron Mini, or to clean out the dust from eroded batteries, then please let me know. But other than that, thank you so much for watching today, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!